So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So on this video, let's talk about some of the Canva tips and tricks for you guys because I'm gonna teach you all about Canva text apps you need to know. Canva text design tutorial. So for the first feature for this is how it should look like for the output. Now this is pretty awesome, right? So I'm gonna teach you how I did this with a pretty simple method. So first, let me just delete everything so you guys can follow me starting from scratch. First thing, go to applications. Should be around here somewhere, as you can see right there, and type in font frame. You're gonna have this option right here. So what it does is, it gives you the preview first on the upper section. On the lower section, you can say anything you want to. For it, on my end, I'm gonna go for hello. And for the font style, I'm gonna remain as Rubik, because actually Rubik is really good. For the choose image option, you're gonna have two. You can choose file or use selected image. Let me just put in here very quickly this part right there. So we're gonna have this example, this doodle. Let me just lower it up. Perfect. And go back on font frame for this one. Clicking this part right there. And here, we're gonna have now, if I select this one, I can use a selected image as a sample or reference. Or basically, if I can choose file right here, I can upload the same image I have and use it as a reference. But for now, I'm gonna remain it as it is on selecting images. So please pay attention on the preview option. Now, if I click on select image, you'll notice in here, it has been changing. So I can select and move or basically upscale that part right there to change the designs of the letters. How awesome, right? Now speaking of the frame border, you can select the color. For example, if you want it yellow, you want it a little bit more red, how about let's go for purple? How about for green or turquoise? Or going back to yellow, I think yellow is better. Now for this option right here, you're gonna have letter spacing and line spacing. For line spacing, it's not gonna affect it too much because this is only a one word hello. Now for letter spacing, this is gonna be the effect. Perfect, right? So I'm gonna settle for this one. I think this should be good enough. And for the image zoom, you can really have it your way around for this one, or basically do this. Alright? That being said, if I click on add to design for this one, I'm gonna have this hello. Now I can just lower down, move the letter H and E, place this one from earlier, add a simple text box, add a letter H and E, change the font style now for Rubik, because we're still following Rubik's, right? And then increase the font size for this, matching the HELLO. Now I think this should be good enough. Let's just lower the font size just a little bit. And then basically for this, let's change the color, choosing a different color for this font right there to better match our design. How about this one? Let's go for yellow. And zooming it in just a little bit, we're gonna have this design. And that's gonna be the first one. It gives you a little more pop-up color. So if you want to, you can still expand this all the way, or just lessen it all the way right there. But I think since we only have 3 letters with the design, this works best. Gives the letter a little bit more pop-out effect, right? You can decrease the border weight for this one. And basically now, if I update the design or add the design, the new design looks more slim, comparing it with the older one. So if I remove the older one, place this one here, this will look much more better. Remove the H and E, place it right there. Now these are more aligned. The borderline is much more simpler. Perfect, right? Now for the next application, this is what you call top cutout. Should be this one right here. If you can't see it on your end, of course, go back on application, click here, type in type cutout, like this one. Simply click on enter, you're gonna have this. However, I have it right here, so I'm just gonna click this application, and I have it right there. Alright? So first thing you'll notice is the preview. It's gonna be on the lower side. You're gonna have 2 choices. May it be dark or white. But for me, I work best in the dark, so I see it better. Again, you can change this one to however you see fit. This is just like the same as the first one. Going back on the main text, I'm gonna name this one. Let's go for tutorial. And then enter for this one, I'm gonna go for box. And you'll notice right there, this is how it should look like. Next for the font, I'm gonna go back on Rubik. I think because I really love Rubik now. And basically for that one, going back in here, and this is how it should look like now, with the Rubik Mono 1. Alignment, you can change it here. As you can see right here, it's changing the alignment. I think the first middle one is better. And the line height, since we have a 2-word sentence now, this is now adjustable to your liking. I think this 0.7 negative is good. Now for the background image, let's make it more appealing. I'm gonna go for this one right here. So for the background image, it's currently being uploaded. As you can see right here, it has now been uploaded to your text. So that's gonna be a little bit more dull if you're gonna ask me. So let's remove that one. Let's look for something more popping out to the design. I think I still have something here. Going back in desktop, I think this one right here, the neon design, gives it a bit more pop-out feature. And there we have it. As you can see, it's a bit more popping out. Edit mode for this one gives you the option to edit the part of the image and basically rotate it to your side position. Scale it to get those colors you're looking for. And then, if once you're finished editing, click on that one and simply click on Add Design. We're gonna have this one. The colors are there. And basically for this one, just add some more here. Let's go for YouTube. For this one, this is just a simple text box. I'm just gonna add some designs here to make it more appealing. For this one, and basically for the animation or the color, I'm gonna go for this. A bit more on this part right there. Add some more graphics. Going back on elements right here, how about a little bit more sun there? So a little bit more appealing in the eyes. And then since this is a YouTube slogan or YouTube video, how about we add that graphic for the YouTube right here? And then one more, just for the sake of discussion, on the upper side option. And then since we have now some elements, I'm gonna add some line here to make this title look much more better. One more for the top right there. And I think this should be good enough. So that looks more appealing right now, much more presentable. Again, that is going to be type cutout for you. It's the same as the first earlier, but a little bit more complicated and advanced. Perfect, right? Let me just adjust this because I think this should be placed right here. Just a little bit more, and perfect. Now before we move on for feature number 3, I just want to let you know that every feature here is applicable for this design. Let me just remove that YouTube right there. Perfect. Now again, this is our design, right? You can minimize this one as you can see fit to make it more popped out, scale it basically, and decrease each of the design here. Alright, so pay attention on this one. You can do this in all of our designs moving forward because everything here is just a text. Now giving that one, we can now move on for feature number 3. Perfect. For the next one, this is going to be called Text Maker. So under application, make sure your application, type in here Text Maker. And with this one, you're gonna see this. It should look like this one, the big letter M. Clicking on it, you're gonna have this. So since I have a background here that works best for a comic design, I'm gonna go for comics. We have so much choices to choose from. So again, I'm just gonna choose something very awesome here. How about this one? So this is gonna be everything under comics. What if I choose Blast here? This is our preview, and we have Blast. What if I type in here, let's just go for sample videos. And then for the font style, you can choose again since still this is comic. Let's type in here comic design here. And let's see if we have a font specifically for comic. And then for the alignment, you can choose from here. The line height, basically for this one, since we only have one word, it doesn't work. For the letter spacing, you can make it work right there. However, upon trial, for comics, it's better if they're really close together. Anyway, for that one, moving forward for the effects, you can choose shadow, and then inner shadow or auto shadow for this one. If I enable auto shadow 1, you'll notice right away if I increase the shadow right there, the strength is going to be right here. And basically for that one, if I enable auto shadow 2, you're going to see the strength also just by enabling this ones. If I click right now add the design, this will now be added to our design. And basically for this one, the quality would be medium. Click on that design and it's not going to be added on our Canva. So this is what we have. Now we're just going to fit it all together to make it look like a comic strip. Just sign it right here. I think this should be good enough. If you want some more, of course, you can do so. We have so much letters to go from here. I'm gonna go for comic one more time. I'm gonna go for this one. Let's go for ninja. So under ninja, I'm gonna go for this Tutorialboxx. Under Tutorialboxx for this one, I'm gonna go for jiggle. For example, if I enable jiggle now, you'll notice that one changed the angles. Much more weird looking. I think this should be good. The amplitude for that one. Add the design. As you can see right here, we're gonna have this one on the part right here. What if I just place this one to make it more looking better? I'm placing right this one. Now we have a title now. I can just simply duplicate this, placing it right there to make it more like a comic books, right? And basically that's gonna be text maker for you guys. Now before we move on for feature number 4, I just wanna add some more here. What if we add yeah here? So this is gonna be how it looks like. On the lower section, if you click on customize colors, you can choose the colors you want to add here. If you want a bit more green, choose that one. And then you can upgrade to Pro to give it a little bit more advanced features. Basically for that one, you can add the transparency and the works. But for now, since we only have the free trial for this one, this is all we have. And actually really good now, even though this is still a free trial. Now, let's try changing the transparency what we have here. And this is only what we have. The image right there, if I choose an image, let's try this one. I'm gonna upload this one again. And as you can see, it's now going inside the letters. Add the design for this one. And wait for it, enlarge it, and you'll see right there, the background image is here. Let me just remove this one. I think I like this one better now. As you can see right there, it's perfect. Alright, let's move on to feature number 4. For the next feature, this is what it does. Typecraft. So let me just delete this one, make this more presentable, so you guys can really have fun with this. So I'm gonna choose this one, this color right there. And for the application, please go here, type there, Typecraft. Should be looking like this. Only result for that one. So what does it does? First, we're gonna have a preview on this part right here. And then type your text. Now what we do want to type, I'm going to type in here Tutorialboxx. For the font, I'm going to remain as Chido 123 because I like it. For the style, I'm going to go for, I'm going to go for the third one. And for the colors, I'm going to go for blue. Second color, how about green? Alright? We're going to have a preview anyway for that. For the border width, if I increase this one, you'll notice on the preview it's changing. So I'm gonna go for 1, because if I increase this one all the way to 20, it's not really readable anymore. Mirror points, you can choose horizontal, vertical, or no mirror. What if for this one, I'm gonna go for no mirror. And then, click add element to design, and we're gonna have this, a pretty simple text. Now let's make it more fun. Focusing on this one again, I'm gonna type here, Tutorialboxx. I'm gonna go for third one, again, change the color. I'm gonna go for now blue and purple. And for this is where it gets fun. If I increase this one for the dot right there, same goes for this. It gives me the option to have fun with it. As you can see right here, Tutorialboxx is gonna be right there. However, it looks more fun. Now increasing this one right here, same goes with this one. Gives you a design that looks like a really good photo. Click on add elements, and we're gonna have this. Alright? Of course guys, you can add some more here. For example, go to elements there. I'm gonna go for this one, slogan designs. To make it more presentable and more professional looking. Now click on this one. You can have this. As you can see right there. Again guys, you can now make sure this is gonna be up front. Bring forward. Speaking of the features of Canva, I have so much on my previous videos, so please check them out. It might be really useful for your end. So I'm just gonna fit this one right there. I think this should be good enough. So we have now a title, a header that we can work with. Now before we move on for the next feature, let me just remove this one. Now there's going to be a feature here before we move on for the next one. If I deselect the element, the app will reset. Now how does it work? This is actually awesome because you now can have fun with it. Now for example, you want a different color now for a new design. How about purple on this one? Going back on purple for that. And then this is going to be a little bit more up. Click add element to design. And as you can see, you can add it up right there. Now, if I select both of them, click on lock or basically group them or duplicate, I can now enlarge it one time or basically at the same time. And basically that's going to be it. You can add some more here. For example, you want some elements to your design. Place it right here. Enlarge it. Select the two right here. By the way guys, these features are all discussed on my videos regarding Canva. So it might work on you, so please check them out. So I'm going to place it right here. Place this one on the videos right there. And basically for that one, it looks much more better now, much more professional looking. Let's move on for the next feature. Now for the next feature, this is going to be my most favorite. This is going to be type extrude. So again, that will be type extrude should be looking like this. Type extrude if you can find it on application. So this should be looking like application for this. Type in type extrude for that one. And this is the logo. Click OK. So we have a preview. First, again, you can choose white or dark. I'm going to go with dark. And the main text for this one, I'm going to change it for now. I'm going to go for Tutorialboxx. Delete that one. So let's reset. Going to be Tutorialboxx for this one. Dark background to make it much more clearer for me. Change the font. I'm going to go back on the Rubik or choose a different one. I'm going to go for Piscolabis for now. And what you'll notice if I scroll down on the settings, I'm going to have a mini preview. That's actually really helpful. How about let's add some more here. I'm going to go for this one, videos. So I can really have fun with this for the alignment. And for the height, I'm going to go for this if I want to adjust it all the way. Or just a little bit. For the outline thickness, this is depending on your end. This is really helpful by the way guys to make it more appealing. Now this is where it gets fun. Extrude angle and extrude length. For extrude angle, you're not going to see it just yet because we're going to need that extrude length. And this is where it gets fun. The angle right there. So I think this 131 works best. Enlarge the angle or the length. And have fun with it. You're going to have a preview anyway. And now, once we're all good here, add the design. And this is how it should look like. Enlarge it. Just lower it just a little bit for that one. Now enter some more design to make it more appealing. I'm gonna go for video slogan. And then for graphics right there, add this one, game night. And add a YouTube logo again. Just make it smaller now. Alright? So basically that one, that's gonna be type extrude for you. Much more professional looking right now. How about this one? I just saw a graphic that was really helpful. Remove that one. And now it looks much more better. Alright? Now before we move on for the next feature, speaking about type extrude a little bit more is, I think this could be more better. Now first thing I'm going to do for this one, of course, double click on design to open up the type extrude option, the application itself. Now once we're here, first thing I'm going to do is change the font. I think I'm gonna go for this one with Anton 123, the regular one. Going back on the fonts right there. And then next up, for the line spacing, I think for the Tutorialboxx videos and the name video is too much apart. So I'm just gonna click them all together. And basically for this one, I'm gonna extend the extrude length perfectly right there. And then now, I'm gonna update the element. As you can see right there, it's much more appealing in the eyes, much more professional looking. All I'm going to do right now is expand this one, so the shadows would be right there. Perfectly awesome. I can still also expand this one to make it more appealing, just making sure everything is good, and I think this should be good enough. So the shadows are just like behind the Canva. That's going to be type extrude for you. Let's move on for the next feature. So for the next feature, we're going to utilize this background to make it more popped out. And then go to application. For this one, I'm going to go for magic morph. Should looking like this. So how does it work? First, I have gonna be a basic text. So going back on the application option right there, I just want you to simply type in here the word magic morph. And the application should look like this one, the letter M. As you can see, we have a preview of Tutorialboxx text as simple text, and this only works as of now for text and elements. Take note about that one. You cannot morph photos, images, or even videos. Anyway, for the describe look, you can enter a prompt here or try an example. On my end for this one, I'm gonna try a bit more. I'm gonna go for cookie design. Easy as that. I'm gonna use a prompt rather than try the example. Click magic morph. I'll get back to you once it's here. So welcome back to the video. We have 4 results right here. If you're not satisfied, you can simply click on create again. But for now, let's all click them together so we can view them. So I'm just gonna enable this one. So the first one is obviously a cookie. Second one right there, paste it right here. So we can really compare the two. Actually the 4. So I'm not gonna remove the basis of what we have. And the third one, I think the third one always gives more design. As you can see right there, it's a bit more dark in color. And lastly, the different in the bunch is gonna be a red one. So that's gonna be a cookie for you. I think this is more like a cane candy for Christmas. Now that's gonna be magic more for you. So let's try another example for the sake of the discussion. I'm just gonna click this one right there, making sure I'm clicking on the base text. Looking for magic morph again. I'm gonna click create again for this one, or basically cancel because I want to change my prompt. Now for this one, let's change it for a little bit more different. I'm gonna go for milk splash or milky splash for this one. Click on magic morph, and I'll get back to you once it's here. Now welcome back to the video. We have this 4 right here. Let me just all put them together in your Canva so we really can compare them. Now upon all of the tutorials here, I think magic morph is my top 4 of my most favorite applications for lettering inside Canva. Best one for me is always gonna be the extrude, the one I discussed earlier. So these are gonna be the milky splash for the magic morph prompt we had from earlier. And basically that's how it works. Type your prompt and you'll be good to go. Now for the next feature, actually this is also good. Going back on application, type in here type gradient. Should be looking like this. Now what can we do here? By the name itself, this is gonna be gradient. So we're gonna have right now a preview on how it looks like. So as you can see, we're gonna have this option where you can really specify which part of the letters or phrase or sentence is gonna be on gradients, just like key points that you can adjust whatever you see fit. Now you can reset position if you click here, and then main text, what's gonna be inside it. So that's gonna be good morning, and then good afternoon. So forget the space, sorry about that. And then of course for last, let me just fix this spelling. For this one, that'll be good evening. And then for the font, I'm gonna remain as it is. For the alignment, I think the middle one looks good. Line height, this is gonna be helpful. I think this should be more professional looking. Gradient colors now. If I select the middle one, I can change the color. And then the last one right here, I can go for yellow. And now, how does it look like? So I can adjust this one depending on your liking. If I click whichever the part on this gradient color bar without the circle, I can add a new bar, a new key point if you have that saying, and basically have fun with it. Now I can simply click on add to design, and with this, I'm gonna have that one. A pretty simple text design focusing on gradient. Of course guys, we can also add some elements that will be gradient, and these are the gradient elements that we can emphasize with our design. So gradient shape for this, I can add this one, and then add it up all the way. It's blurred, right? Just simple right click, send to backward or send to back. You're not gonna see it anymore. If you want to see it, go to position, layers, present it right here, just in the middle of the two, and right there it's gonna be in between the text and image. It's much more presentable now. Pretty awesome, right? Same goes with this one. This is a sparkle. So if you don't want that effect, you only want the sparkle, go to position, place it just in between the letters, or sorry, the text and the background to make it more sparkle and glitter. How awesome, right? Alright, now speaking about the gradient, before we move on for the next feature, almost forgot about this information. So let me just click on this one. So this is your preview, right? You're gonna have this option where you can change the position of the gradient. It's just like positioning these two dots right there, the keyframes, to better change the design. So as you can see, the yellow part is on the lower right section now. If I click on update element, it will surely follow the design. You can also have this reset position. If I click on this one, it will go back on its original design, as you can see right there. That's a pretty powerful tool actually, and this is my top 2 most favorite applications for lettering inside Canva. This type gradient. As you can see right there, it's going to be easy as that. Now let's move on for the next feature. For the last one, this is going to be type lettering. We have your samples here. Let me just remove them and change the color, or change the background entirely to a much more, let's just say for this, I'm going to go with this one, much more professional looking background. I think this should be good enough. Perfect. And right now, go to application. Just looking for application here. I'm gonna type there, type lettering. So what's this about? Type lettering gives you the option to choose a template and then just edit the text. Should be looking like this. If I click here, I have the main text. I'm gonna go for love, love, and support, just for the sake of discussion for that one. Font style, I'm gonna remain as it is. Alignment, I'm gonna click on middle. And then for the line height, you can choose if you want to add them up or separate it all the way. I think adding them up gives a little bit more design, right? Letter spacing, I'm gonna just emphasize this one and change the color a bit more lighter. I think that should be good enough. And simply click on add design. It's just simple as that. So you can now use this one as a slogan. Sorry about that. So you can use this one as a slogan now. Add some more design to make it more pleasing in the eyes, a bit more appealing if you may. So what if we add this one? Since it's gonna be the Christmas season, so it keeps going right there. Sorry about that. So it keeps going here, and basically for that, add it up right there. And I think for that one, we're good to go. Alright? And those are the things I want you to take note of inside Canva, these letter applications. Trust me guys, they're really, really powerful. So thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Goodbye for now.